Sometimes you don't want a game to challenge your philosophies or intellectually stimulate you. Sometimes you just want to jump into a game, turn your brain off, and proceed to beat the crap out of stuff. Anarchy Reigns, the latest from Platinum Games, doesn't try to be more than it is. A chaotic brawler populated by characters that ooze sleek style. It might have relatively shallow combat and a hit-and-miss single-player campaign, but wailing on somebody with your chainsaw fist is just plain old dumb fun. Just don't expect the multiplayer to hook you for hours on end.
Well. If it ain't my old buddy Jack. Didn't expect to see your ass around here. Chaser Man Jack.
Barking up the wrong tree, Baron. I save my ass for the ladies.
You'll love the primal simplicity of mashing buttons to bash in faces. You can't help but feel empowered when you're pulverizing dozens of enemies with ease. The combat amounts to little more than pounding buttons to smash in faces. But when the bouts are this flashy, it's hard to deny the straightforward satisfaction that comes with obliterating hundreds of thugs, mutants, and robots. You'll love the crazy cast of characters. Few brawlers have compelling characters outside the main protagonists, but Anarchy Reigns is an exception. Mad World's Jack Cayman is back with his chainsaw hand and a bevy of gruff one-liners, with a goody two-shoes counterpart in the form of Leo, a super-suited cop. You'll go hand-to-hand with a full roster of colorful misfits and femme fatales, though they all control pretty much the same. You'll love how ridiculously over-the-top it all is. Platinum Games has mastered the art of the action scene, concocting increasingly crazy scenarios around the combat. Anarchy Reigns lives up to that legacy. You'll experience pure entertainment when you're being run over by a blade-covered 18-wheeler during a fight with a giant mutant, or catching missiles with your bare hands and hurtling them back at enemy choppers. Realism is thrown out the window to make each fight as exciting as it could possibly be. You'll hate that it may be too insane for some to handle. Of course, that same off-the-wall zaniness can be a huge turnoff if you're not in the mood for cartoony brutes and voluptuous vixens. If you're not a fan of anime-style battles, tough guy protagonists, or some truly cheesy dialogue, you might find the game's outrageous style a bit grating.
Don't worry, this won't last long.
You'll hate the dullness of some single-player missions. Though the single-player missions stay varied with different enemies and objectives, some are raucous fun while others feel like mundane busywork. It sometimes feels like for every mission that pits you against an army of drones or a giant kraken, there's another that tasks you with protecting robot civilians or carrying briefcases to checkpoints. You'll hate not knowing what the hell is going on in multiplayer. The online play in Anarchy Reigns offers plenty to do, but it's so chaotic that it might feel like sensory overload. Battle royales tend to dissolve into incomprehensible mosh pits of punches and power weapons, and kill stealing runs rampant in most modes. It's great wreaking havoc when you're on top of the scoreboard, but Anarchy isn't so fun when you're the one getting tossed around like a ragdoll. While it won't be your next multiplayer obsession, Anarchy Reigns is like a great kung fu flick. You pop it in, watch the insanely impractical action play out, and enjoy yourself for a few hours. When you're in the mood for an unpretentious potpourri of stylistic violence, Anarchy Reigns will hit you just right. Anarchy Reigns gets 3 out of 5 stars.